It's so funny how just starting a couple videos, like the last 3 days, I made 3 videos. And in doing that, I've noticed that I'm becoming driven to make another video. It's just an interesting thing that when you make 3 in a row, all of a sudden this momentum kicks in you and it's just becoming a given. Oh, make a video about that. Before this, there were 2 months where I didn't make any videos. And the first day I didn't make a video, then the next day, then the next day, and it just got normal to not do any videos, which also was fine. It was in its own purpose and needed to be. One isn't better than the other. But I just want to reflect something that I'm realizing and remembering, that when you do something multiple days, it just becomes you. It becomes what you do. It becomes what you are. And I guess I'm in the work right now and back to making videos because it's fun and it's a part of what I do. And I just once again was at the gym and on the way home. And I was thinking about meanings and how almost all of our fears, almost all of our pains, and a lot of our excitements too, come from an unconscious meaning that's under that belief. So very frequently we'll think something, and then there's a meaning that we don't understand is under it. And usually we react from that meaning and don't catch that maybe the meaning is an unconscious meaning that's in our system based on our past experience. So to give you an example, let's say you find someone really attractive and you actually are curious about going out with them. And then you find out that they like you too. You might get really, really excited. And the reason you get excited is not that you each are attracted to each other, but because you just created a meaning. And the meaning is often a lie, and sometimes there's truth to it too. But our addiction is not to the situation, it's to the meaning of the situation. Because right when you find out you both like each other, you immediately might think of the two of you in the future, picture you guys getting a house, whatever. Some people might hear they like me too and get freaked out because the meaning might be I've had trauma from past relationships. So they might run if it's going really well. They might create a meaning of that, right? When really the only thing that's going on is what is. You like this person and they like you. That's the only thing that's actually true. But our emotions arise from the meaning of the thing under it, right? So you might hear something happen to someone and you might create a meaning, good. Or you might create a meaning, that could happen to me too, and then get scared. You could have something bad happen to you and then create a meaning, this is going to happen to me all the time. You could also create a meaning, this is the reason I'm going to change my life. There's meanings that are under things, and usually we react so quickly that we don't even know about the meaning under the thing that's happening. So one thing I do a lot is I catch when I feel any heavy emotion, happy or sad, I stop everything and I find what's going on under it. Usually when I feel a fear, I look right into it. I find the most uncomfortable place in my body, and then I look at it and I sit with it. Because under that is a meaning that I don't know that I'm unconsciously holding on to based on a past experience in my life. So if I think, oh, what if this happens to me this way? I don't know that there's something that I've believed from a past experience that I'm still associating trauma to, and that's what's creating the fear. So anything that we judge, we don't understand that there's a meaning under it. We think that shouldn't be that way. And then if you go, why do I think that shouldn't be that way? That is, maybe that person's doing that for their unfolding. Maybe there is something that they're trying to learn. Maybe I'm judging this because I don't like this about myself. There's a meaning under these things. And when I close my eyes and I meditate for an hour, I learn things that I believe followed by meanings that are under it. If I close my eyes for an hour, I'll think something and I'll think this is going to be hard. And then I'll keep listening, right? A belief will come up like this is going to be hard, or I can't sit for an hour. But after 100 days of meditating, sometimes I'll close my eyes and my mind will think, thank God we're finally meditating. And I'll catch a meaning under that because it'll think, in the past I meditated successfully and it changed my life. So I'll find another meaning under it. Okay. And then I'll catch a meaning that says, only meditation is my way out. And then I'll notice an addiction to the meditation. And then I'll stay meditating and catch something below that. And just notice how my mind unconsciously grabs on and creates different meanings based on past experiences. But if you sit with yourself and you don't distract yourself from too much online stuff and too much of other people's problems and different stuff like that, you will catch meaning after meaning after meaning. And then you'll notice that these meanings come up, and just the act of seeing the meaning moves it from being something that drives you unconsciously. Like a meaning can be like the equivalent of like a little dude inside of you that's running every decision because you're trying to avoid a scary meaning or move towards an addictive meaning. And the second you close your eyes and you catch the meaning that's under the fear, you suddenly see the dude running the thing that was you. And the second you see it, you move to being the space looking at that dude. And just the act of doing that makes you more aware, makes you move past that, makes you a space where that guy is seen as not you. And the second that's seen, it's suddenly it wants to leave, it might want to whatever, but the second you see it, you realize it's not you. This is not me. I don't have an I attached to this. And if you don't have an I attached to this, then you have no reason for it to stay. It has no reason to stay alive. Only you saying, that's me, not the meaning that I have, is what keeps that little guy alive. Because you won't let yourself die if you think that this is you. But the second you see it, you catch that's not you. It's something you picked up in this life. It's something that you've learned. It's a meaning that you falsely made, right? So under these things are meanings. And the second you catch a meaning, it's like you caught this little guy or this little girl that's running you based on not trying to get hurt again. And when you see it, it goes away. It might take a couple hours, but once you see it, it will never be a part of you again.